Hello, and welcome to Bourbon Sauce. In today's episode, I have my kid, and he wants to talk NBA. So let's hear him out.
So, on today's episode, we'll be talking about NBA, specifically LeBron James, Giannis.
So in today's episode, we're going to talk about Giannis versus LeBron. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, and what do you think? Who do you think's better?
Giannis.
Why do you think Giannis is better?
So, Giannis's defense is better, his dunking is better, his leadership is better. He has to carry his team.
You honestly think Giannis's leadership is better than LeBron James?
Yes, because he carries his team. LeBron has AD and he still can't do anything.
So what about when LeBron was with the Cavs before he had anybody, before he even had Kyrie? Do you think his leadership was better then than it is now? I think now you look at LeBron and he's just kind of like at the end of his career. So
he should retire, but he's just waiting for Bronny.
Oh, I agree. I think he is. So what else makes Giannis better than LeBron? What do you think?
It's easier for him to get to the paint. He's taller. He blocks more shots. He leads his defense on his team. Like LeBron, barely leads his team. What he does is he sort of just dunks sometimes, shoots threes sometimes, but Giannis is still better because he dunks more. He's more entertaining to watch. He's has better celebrations too.
So what I think you're missing is that LeBron gets more of his teammates involved. He tries to share the love because he doesn't want to be correlated with Kobe. Because Kobe, as great as he was also a ball hog. So I think that's something that LeBron saw growing up and before he got into the league and wasn't trying to emulate those types of personalities, but try to be more of a ball sharing
team player.
Yeah.
Well, Giannis sometimes does that too. He'll pass it to Drew Holiday, but sometimes Drew just alley-oops it to him, passes it back to him or something. And Drew Holiday shoots sometimes, which is good because they need more threes on their team, which Drew Holiday is okay at.
So what do you think about the Bucks? What do you think about their chances of winning a championship this year?
It's pretty good. I mean, it's Giannis is like Damian Lillard. He has to lead his team, unless their team won't even make it to the playoffs.
So who do you think is going to challenge the Bucks this year for a championship?
Damian Lillard and his Portland Trailblazers.
You really think that?
No.
Okay.
I think it'll be Milwaukee and Cleveland or Denver. It could also possibly be a team like the Boston Celtics.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. Definitely not the Lakers, though. They probably might make it to the playoffs, but they'll probably lose in the second round.
So, just so you're aware, Cleveland's also in the Eastern Conference, so it could never be Milwaukee and Cleveland.
I know.
It could be Denver.
Could be Pacers, too. In Charlotte.
But I think if Memphis has Ja Morant and they're firing on all cylinders.
Yeah, they'll probably.
But you can't count out Phoenix because now that they have Durant.
Yeah.
I think that they have a good chance to meet. Yeah. And that would be a good matchup between Milwaukee and the Suns.
Yeah, two bigs.
Because then you'd have two bigs against each other.
And then you have Drew Holiday versus CP3. And that's basically the best matchups.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think those two would be good. Because you'd be like a changing of the guards type thing because you have the old guys, which are Durant and CP3, against Giannis and Drew Holiday. So, I don't know. It'll be interesting to see what happens in that.
It'd also be interesting to see either Memphis go against them or Boston. That would be pretty interesting too.
Well, Boston can't go either because Boston's also in the Eastern Conference.
Right.
Yeah. It's okay.
But it would be cool to see Memphis.
No, you'll probably see Boston play them in playoffs. And you'll probably see it'll either be Boston or Cleveland playing them in the playoffs. It just depends on the way the score they get set up. So
I feel like Milwaukee will get like either the first.
I think Milwaukee's
second
definitely going to kill it in the Eastern Conference because there's not much talent in the Eastern Conference right now.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody moved to the West for one reason or another. And
that's probably because they don't want to have to face like really good teams like Boston and like Milwaukee 76ers because they
I think it's just because the money is more in the Western Conference. There's teams like LA and Sacramento and Memphis and Phoenix and Clippers and Golden State.
Portland,
you've got all that money out there, so they have different markets and they have the ability to have an influence out in that direction. Because it used to be the Eastern Conference used to be the strongest for the longest time back when, the 90s Bulls and even Boston Celtics.
Miami.
The Knicks, the Pacers,
Miami.
Reggie Miller and all those guys coming through.
They have
and the Pistons, they were
Miami.
all really good. Now you look at it and you see the Pistons are trash. They haven't had anybody good for a long time.
Yeah, they only have like Jaden.
And Miami's trying to rebuild, but I don't see them being a contender for probably 5 years.
They have like Tyler Hero, Jimmy Butler, but those are pretty much like the only good players other than Kevin Love, which I don't think he should be a center. I don't know why he is.
Well, Jimmy Butler's getting old too, so you look at the Heat and you've got Jimmy Butler who's 33.
Oh, and
you've
also you
got Haslam
Bam.
who's 42, and Kevin Love's 34. Kyle Lowry is 37. Victor Oladipo is 30. So they're an old team. The youngest guy on their team is Nikola Jovic, and he's not even really playing much. And he's going to be a forward at 6'10". So I think the Heat needs to do a rebuild before they become prominent again in the East. But I don't know. It'll be interesting to see how the playoffs pan out.
I feel like Atlanta should also trade Trae Young because they could get like a really good deal for Trae Young, like maybe some picks and like a player. So I feel like they should probably trade him.
Why would you do that? You can build around him because he's so young. He's only 24 years old. So I would say they should keep him and then maybe trade away some of the other guys to build around.
Yeah, try to get Bam because he's a good defender.
I don't know. There's a lot of players out there that might want to come to the Hawks.
Also, I feel like Milwaukee might want to trade some of the players like Chris Middleton and Brooke Lopez, because they could get some pretty good players for them.
Yeah, but why would you do that? That's the core of your team for Milwaukee, and they're already winning games. So, if anything, I would want to keep those guys. I'd maybe get rid of Giannis's brother because Giannis's brother is older and he's not as good.
Yeah.
So it's cool that he's playing with his brother, but he's not really bringing much to the court.
Giannis might not want Thanasis to leave, and Thanasis might not want to leave his brother.
Yeah, well, then you can get rid of Jay Crowder because he's old too. I'd say get rid of him, Goran Dragic. They've got some dead weight, but I would get maybe a Wiggins. If they could get Wiggins to come on their team,
that would be good.
That'd be really good.
And if they could get Dame, but they're probably not trading
they'll
Dame.
never be able to get Dame. Yeah. They can't afford it.
You would have to trade Giannis for Dame, honestly.
Yeah, and then you're just sabotaging the team at that point. So I could maybe see somebody like
80.
No. I think maybe if the cards played out right, you can maybe see
about Luka.
No, it's maybe even though Kyrie's older, I could see him going up there just because he has a hard time fitting in with different teams right now. I was trying to think of the other guy. Yeah, Ja Morant would be a good push up there, but I don't see they would have to give up everything for the Memphis Grizzlies to give him up. I don't see that happening, but
they also could try and get Dylan Brooks or something. Steven Adams.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
There's possibilities there.
Steven Adams is a really good center, and he could build around Giannis.
There's really not a lot of other talent that's young on other teams that I can I can think of other than like maybe a LaMelo Ball.
Yeah, that would be a good. Like they would have to trade like a lot of good players though.
I don't know about a lot, but I think especially
Maybe
with
Drew
LaMelo
Holiday.
being hurt as much as he has been, they might be able to get him on a discount,
Yeah,
which
for
would
like
help them out.
yeah for like Drew
Yeah,
Holiday.
I mean, I don't know.
If I was Milwaukee, I'd trade Drew Holiday for LaMelo. Because like that just helps a lot. Because LaMelo has really good passing and he's also pretty good at layups.
You'd have to see what's going on in the drafts coming up, but I don't really see anybody this year watching college basketball that would be somebody that I'd want to add to
Victor
them.
Wembanyama.
Yeah, but he's like G League.
Yeah, they could still like he could still.
Yeah, I'm sure he can probably give them something, but I just don't think that that's the answer right there. You know, and I think you have teams that are aging and it's showing, like the Lakers and Golden State, and they're just getting old. You know.
You know, like a lot of the players are old. They could try to get like James Harden.
I think if I were me, and I were the Lakers, if I'm the Lakers, I would make a trade and I would send Kobe Bryant, AD, to the Bucks.
Kobe's not playing.
What did I say?
Kobe's retired.
Kobe's dead.
Yeah, he's retired.
Did I say Kobe? I meant LeBron. Didn't I say LeBron?
You said Kobe.
Oh, well, LeBron and AD. I would send LeBron and AD up there for Giannis.
Yeah, that would be a very good trade. Because
Giannis those two dudes are just old and they're like...
dead weight.
They're about to be dead weight. You know, AD, you might as well... You just call him street clothes because he's never really in basketball uniform to play basketball. So
you should basically just trade him back to the Pelicans.
Or something. I mean, hell, even get Zion. If you get Zion there.
Amazing.
But I feel like some of these other kids aren't really at that point where they want to leave the teams that they're at. So, you never know.
Like, I feel like Draymond Green is, like, going to play his, like, last season or something. So maybe they could... So one team, like, the Bucks or Lakers could try to get Draymond.
That would be good.
Because I think he wants to go, like, either LA or, like a team that has very good pay because he's old.
Yeah, but if you get that old, I don't know if he's going to get it.
Yeah. He could still, like, get to, like, a better team like Lakers or, like, Milwaukee. Team like that. Milwaukee could use the hope, but, like, they already have Giannis, so.
Yeah, but you can't. Your team, it's just like when LeBron was with the Cavs. They only really got that one big star. It's hard to win when you have one big star. And yeah, they got
Kyrie, which helped a lot.
It helped them, but, you know, I think they would do good if they had one more big time player up there for the Bucks, and then you could see them being the next powerhouse for a few years.
Yeah, like now that powerhouse is like Boston Celtics.
No, not yet. They're rebuilding, but they're coming up. You know,
they still have
some old dudes on that roster.
Like Jaylen Brown, I think, is old. Yeah. So is Jason Tatum.
Yeah,
no, Jason Tatum might be young,
old, but
he's just really good still. He's still in like his sort of prime. So I do see like
they have Blake Griffin, who's like coming off the bench, and same with Al Horford.
I'd see them getting traded for like a good player.
I could see them getting traded for draft picks.
Mm-hmm. That would be actually very good idea, because draft picks you can get like a bunch of good. You can get really good players.
Yeah, like, usually you can get some kids coming out of college and you put them on a rookie contract, which is way less than the veteran minimum. So, I mean, it works out for some teams, but it just depends on what they're trying to do.
Also, you could try and get like maybe LaMelo for them, which would also be that would make them like have a big trio, which would be LaMelo, Jason Tatum, and Jaylen Brown.
Yeah, it's possible.
Yeah, LaMelo at point, obviously, and then...
So who do you see coming up as the next best basketball player out of the teams that we've talked about?
It's either Giannis...
So you think the Bucks?
Yeah.
The Bucks are going to be the next perennial team for a while?
Yes, because I feel like they have been just, like, waiting for a really good player in the draft, and they're just going to... And also, I feel like they've just been getting like a lot of dead weight, so then they could eventually trade those for draft picks and stuff, because they can get better players in the draft than the players that are in the NBA league. Because also you can get way younger players. Like Kobe got drafted at 18. You could get some players that are like 18 or something if they're good enough.
All right. Well, thanks for your analysis. I appreciate it. And stay tuned. We hope that you liked what we had to say today. This was me and my son, Zack, who's about to be 10 years old. So take it easy on him. He's still trying to learn the league and all the ins and outs about it. But he knows a lot. And it shows. And I can't wait to see how he progresses. And we'll have him on again when he gets a little bit older. But until next time, thanks for listening in. Like, subscribe, follow us on Instagram. Listen to us on any of your podcast devices, whether it's Spotify or Apple. And we will catch you on the next episode.